update to the metagame, shall we? So what is up, guys? YCS has come and gone. I wanted to do my little metagame update coming off of Irrelevant Oregon this week. I say it's irrelevant because Nibiru and Dark Ruler no more weren't legal for this event, which is honestly a really big shame. But we're going to talk about metagame trends, things like that, and, well, where things are going to fall. So these are expected new decks for September 2019. So, YCS has put these little trends in people's minds, and people are like, oh, whoa, this is amazing. So first up, new trend we need to talk about over here is my boy, that's right, Gramanju, just turbo. Now, for those of you that have honestly seen this, coming into the first month of this list, we saw stray Gramanju decks really running around and getting the chance to really top. And I was like, oh man, like, why are these decks doing so well? Well, it's simple. Decks don't have answers to core normal summons. Well, Robbie, Solemn Warning exists. Bottomless Trap will exist. We don't play these cards in the current format. I can make the argument for Solemn Judgment being a relevant metagame stopper at this point in the metagame, and I mean that's really about it. Like, but if you're wasting a Solemn Judgment on a Gramanju summon, your opponent's probably got combo extenders and things like that, or you just might lose to a Monster Reborn. But that's none of my business what you be losing to in your own time. So Gramanju definitely, I don't know, it caught me off guard. It caught, I think, a lot of players just really off guard as to what was going on with this deck. And I don't know, it's nice to see that the WTF factor is very much alive in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you snap your fingers, down comes this big monster, and you're just like, wow, what's going on? So the really big metagame trend shifting there, we'll probably see going forward that we're going to be bringing a lot more to the dinner table to kind of counter this, because watching just 8,000 Gramanjus running around isn't really, ugh. Now, that being said, we also have Gimmick over here starting to see play as a tech card. And I think, so this is interesting. We've seen Gimmick show up more and more as this monster that has the ability to special summon itself, but we're using this in a way as almost like a combo extender in a way. And if it sticks through and it comes, you bring it out on your opponent's turn, you're like, okay, cool, I've established my monster. Well, on the next turn, I'm able to banish 3 from my extra deck to out something on the field, which is phenomenal, by the way. I will say, in terms of tech choices for the current metagame, Gimmick kind of filled that void that we were left with from Fairy Tale Snow. Now, the card is a lot more fair than Fairy Tale Snow, because you can't use both effects in the same turn. And it's really good to see that I can't revive and banish from the extra deck in the same turn. Unlike Fairy Tale Snow, who on special summon literally goes, alright, cool, flip that down. I don't want to see that for the rest of the game, or for the rest of this turn. So, and I mean, yes, it's an interruption on the opponent's turn, but you had to have already established it on the field. So, you know, your opponent knows that they have to play around it at that point. So, while Gimmick has gone up in price, it's honestly one of those cards at this point that you look at and you're like, okay, so it's on the field, I know I have to play around it. Is it really that hard? But Combo Extender, even the Trickstar list that went X3 at this event was even playing it. Does that surprise anybody? Yes, Trickstar's bubbled out. I was kind of sad, actually. Someday, maybe Light Stage will get the chance to come back. Card was really good. Locking back row, by the way. Interesting mechanic for the year 2019. Now, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Eradicator Epidemic virus continues to make waves in the format. And this... Okay, so first off, I'm going to be straight honest with you guys. I hate the fact that EEV actually exists in today's metagame. Having a card that literally destroys Sky Strikers is absurd. Well, Robbie, you're saying that you're mad because you're a Sky Striker player, and you're just mad that your deck is getting, well, Heavy Storm, by the way. The players like cards that can massively clear out back row, and while this one does take a little bit more to work for in terms of value, I understand. A turn for a trap card, by the way, is absurd in the year 2019. So the risk versus the reward coming out of this event definitely shows very, very much that it is worth it. One of the best side deck tech cards coming out of just the past week out of the UDS, Eradicator Epidemic Virus being this defensive power force. Because if your opponent tries to do something to your big monster, you just get to chain the EEV and call whatever you want. Or, you can shotgun it at the beginning of the turn, and your opponent just, it's like, oh. Like, you can use it offensively and defensively. Like, the value presented in Eradicator Epidemic Virus is nuts. Literally, you end combo boards. Like, Ultra Dice, you call Trap. Sky Striker, you call Spell. And you just are like, oh yeah, by the way, free blowout. I mean, I guess you can get trippy and use it against pendulums when they set the scales. Like, your opponent has to have 2 more scales in their hand, I guess, to extend the play. It's not a good idea, but I mean, I guess you can do it. So, there's that. Now, also in terms of trends coming out of this weekend, my boy Danger Salamangreat proving to the world Salad has evolved. This is the frontier for Salamangreat, ladies and gentlemen. So Salad decided to pull this page out of, past formats, because there was talk about playing Tsuchinoko and things like that before in the deck. Well, the deck decided to evolve once again, and we're Mirage Stalio Turbo. Well, what else makes Mirage Stalio Turbo good? Well, how about a level 3 that I can essentially stick on the board for no real repercussions whatsoever. And if I do it correctly, I'm not locked into fire just yet at that point in the combo. Well, sign me up, ladies and gentlemen. Also, this deck coming out of Top Cut was also playing Sea Archiver in combination with our boy. Was a small danger package. But I mean, a 4-card trend, especially going forward into the Megatons here, players are going to be looking at this and they're going to be like, oh, so I should probably be picking up, this core so that I can actually have this. The answer? Yes. You should be looking to the Danger Core. It's a fantastic way to spice up even the roguiest of rogue decks. I still think, honestly, the way that the format is going in terms of development and things like that, the Danger Engine splashability only really rises as the format goes. So yes, heading into the Megaton weekend, heading into, Salad's evolution here. Yeah, Tsuchinoko, the combo extender fiend for this deck, by the way. Just 2 cards, start building your board. It's good. It really is. So don't underestimate the crazy ideas that the player base actually cooks up for these bad ideas. And the last up on this list is, it's still Sky Striker. Like, Sky Striker's been evolving. We've seen Pot of Desires go into this deck. We've seen the player base not necessarily reject the concept of this, but the player base we're drained of Sky Strikers. But ongoing trends and evolutions in the deck, Pot of Desires still seeing a lot of play. A lot of players still looking to There Can Only Be One in the main deck. Oh my gosh, There Can Only Be One is literally one of the best cards that you can have. Flooding out your opponent just for no real reason, it's free. Like, Hida continues to be a power force in the deck as well. Literally the mirror match, taking your opponent's Kagari, by the way, is absolutely beautiful. And players can't really play around it. Outside of that, the MST versus Cosmic Cyclone debate in the main deck, it's still there. Players still are shifting between the options of which one's really better. But Sky Striker's evolution, hand traps, Ash Blossom, one Ghost Spell, one Ghost Ogre, or Effect Veil. I really like Effect Veil right now, but that's just my personal 2 cents. Like, Effect Veil has kind of fallen off at this point in the format, but I don't know. It's interesting. So, what do you guys think about this week's trends in Yu-Gi-Oh? You know, coming out of the Top Cut and things like that. A lot of interesting little tech choices that really differentiate one deck from another. So guys, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And well, that wraps up this little tech update. Peace out, guys.
The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.